it's like a process to take care of your body, and you have to make it, I think, a priority throughout the day amongst the chaos of your job and your kids and everything else.
So it's something that you plan every day and you find for yourself that the morning is the best time to get it done because that sets you up to have a successful day.
Well, that's my schedule, though. I think you have to do whatever works for your schedule.
Hello, this is Dan Murphy, and you're listening to the Don't Change Much podcast. Okay, I get it. Life is busy. Trying to juggle your job, family, and other responsibilities as well. Often it's hard to strike a proper work-life balance. But don't forget, it's super important to always look out for number one, no matter how busy things are. Kevin Bieksa knows this. The former NHL defenseman has his hands full, from running a hockey academy in Southern California to weekend duties as a national voice on Hockey Night in Canada. Not to mention considerable travel for both roles. And yet Kevin continues to make health and wellness a priority.
Obviously, being older, that I do need a little bit more of that just to feel good and feel limber. And I've had a lot of injuries from my career. Like I think about like breaking my feet 3 times and, like knee MCL tears and shattering my hand and like carving out my Achilles twice and broken noses and no tendon in my one hand. Like I've had every injury possible. And honestly, like I wake up most days, I don't feel any of them. I don't feel any of them. And then when I get a little sloppy or like I travel on the weekends to go to Toronto and like I don't sleep on Saturday nights because I want to go right to the airport to get through customs. So Sunday, like when I'm a little bit tired, I start to feel some stuff. And then when I get back on my routine Monday, I feel good again. So just giving myself like a day for like to get a little sloppy with my diet or exercise for a day, all these old injuries start coming back and all the inflammation starts coming back.
So you have to think about prevention at this point. Talk about the travel now, because I mean, both been in the field where you do a lot of it. When you know you can't be perfect with your diet, with your exercise routine, with your sleep habits, what do you do then to minimize the damage?
Well, when I know my sleep habits aren't going to be good, so when I fly Fridays, for instance, I fly like 11 o'clock, middle of the day. Like I have an unreal breakfast. I exercise before I go, so I set myself up for Saturday by doing the right things Friday. I get in Friday, I have a good meal. I sleep like 9 hours, which is a luxury because obviously I'm in a hotel with no kids, and I want to try to sleep in as late as I can on Saturday because I know I'm going to be not sleeping that night. And then when I wake up, really good breakfast, oatmeal, water, coffee, right to the gym. Gym's empty, as you know, when you're in a hotel with media, gym's always empty. So I got the whole gym to myself. And so like you're taking care of yourself, knowing that there's going to be a window where you're not going to be able to, knowing that I'm going to be working like 10 hours in a row with, they do the best job they can of giving you food in the studio, but you know what it's like. Like you get hungry, you start eating chips and all that crap and drinking as much coffee as you can. But so that window of 10 hours on Saturday all the way through till I get home, I know there's not going to be much I can do for my body because I have a job like most people. So it's setting yourself up before. And then same thing Sunday, I make sure I'm in bed by 9, get enough sleep. So when I wake up Monday at 5:45, I'm ready to go again.
Do you think this mentality was based off of your career in terms of setting physical expectations and setting yourself up for success physically? Is that just a carryover from your job as a player?
It might be, but I think I learned at some point, I don't know when, I learned if I want something, if I want to accomplish something, I just have to like sit down, think, be honest with myself and say like, how do I obtain this? Like, how do I accomplish this? I want to be in good shape still. I want to feel really good, but I also have a job to do. I have hard travel to do. So how am I going to make this happen? So I come up with a plan and then I execute it. Like that's the way my brain works. Like I'm come up with a plan and I execute it. I know I'm going to be for 30 hours. There's going to be nothing I can do. I'm going to be beating up my body. So what do I do? Well, I think I have a really good 5 days before, and then I have a really good day or two after, and that's how I'm going to overcome this obstacle. So it's just like what you want. If you want to feel like crap all the time and feel sluggish and inflamed and overweight and tired and cranky and miserable, then it's easy to do that. I think it's a little bit harder to like put the work in to feel good. Like it takes effort to feel good.
I think too, that's a good lesson for people that are just getting started, that being prepared and being organized. Set yourself up on Sunday night, maybe figure out what your schedule is. On Monday, you walk the dog. On Tuesday, you take a little bike ride. On Wednesday, you have a stretch. For people that are just getting started, if you can be prepared and organized and know what each day is supposed to have, it's going to make it a lot easier than just getting up and saying, okay, what am I going to do today? Because ultimately you're not going to accomplish something in times like that.
You know what the easiest thing to do is just staying hydrated. Staying hydrated is such an easy thing to do, and it's so good for you, and it helps out with everything. So just drowning yourself with water constantly, just always being hydrated. It's just a little tiny thing you can do that helps your body so much. Helps with digestion and helps with like everything. So easy goal to set every day is to be overhydrated.
Thank you for listening, and a big thanks to everyone who already follows. If you haven't yet, click the follow button on your podcast app so you don't miss upcoming episodes and special guests. Join us every month for a new installment of the Don't Change Much podcast. And if you're new to the show, be sure to check out previous episodes with guests including John Herdman, Kelly Rudy, Trevor Linden, and more. For more helpful tips on improving your mental and physical health, visit menshealthfoundation.ca and don'tchangemuch.ca.